There are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hello and welcome to The Gloves Are Off. We're smiling and laughing, but the gloves are going to drop. Things are going to get heated, I can tell. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. And joining me today, this sharply dressed fella, don't be confused, it's not Brian Curran. He's dressed too well to be Brian Curran. This is Matt Schumont.
Thank you for having me. I know Curran's at his golf tournament right now, or the Colonel, his nickname.
Oh, the Colonel, yeah.
Happy to fill in, and it's going to be a good time.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. And also here, as our guest of honor today, Travis Cornell. Travis, we have you faunted as I know and play every sport. Explain yourself.
I do play a lot of sports, and I played a lot of sports at a high level, so I like to think I can play pretty much any sport.
Alrighty, and tell everybody, because I'm sure people have seen you fighting in the, the good sense of fighting, but tell everybody here in the border city what your role is in that community.
I'm pretty much a head trainer at MMA United. I handle all the pro fighters, and I fight myself.
Alrighty, and if things get heated, Matt, I gotta say, I am not gonna try and split this up. I'm just gonna back right up and clear the set. But we are gonna get started. We've got our dump and change segment, and the first item that is up for debate, or, discussion, I guess, really. Tiger Woods. He is now officially a single man. His divorce was finalized yesterday with Elin. But really, is this guy, we've all seen him struggling. Is this guy the world's #1 golfer? Is he ever going to recover personally and professionally?
Absolutely, he's going to recover.
Absolutely.
This is the best thing that could happen to him.
Okay.
The divorce, sorry for him getting the divorce, but he got caught, whatever. It's in the back of the guy's mind.
Okay.
He's struggling on the course. We all seen it, but everything's cleared, everything's done, finalized. He'll be back. Okay,
so Matt says this mental aspect, now that that's gone, do you agree?
I do agree, actually. Tiger is the best in the world. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
On any given day, on any Sunday, wearing that red, he can win a tournament.
Wearing the red.
Wearing the red, and you never know. He probably had a lot of problems going on, and thinking about things, and just life. It catches up to people. Just because you're a professional athlete doesn't mean you have problems at home.
Well, and I guess a lot of sports, everybody always says, so much of it is mental. I guess you cannot overemphasize how much of a mental game golf is. Oh. But do you think that this was sort of the climax then, and this is sort of, everything's building, and now he's going to maybe start to get back to where he was?
Absolutely. Everything just hit him like a rock. The cheating, all the tabloids. His caddy might be leaving him. He loses his swing coach. But everything's out. He'll be wearing the green jacket for sure next year. Okay, and I know our camera person, Jenna, her skin is boiling because Matt and Jenna had it bad. But we're not even going to get into that because we have to change topics. Let's talk a little hockey now. World Hockey Summit going on in Toronto. If you guys were there, let's start with you, Travis. What would be something that you would want to discuss?
Not taking the NHL players out of the Olympics.
Okay.
I think it's huge. I think it's huge for hockey. Those 2 weeks, everybody's watching hockey in the Olympics. It's the biggest sport, biggest ticket item there,
And I know the broadcast, oh my goodness, that game, the American-Canadian game, records were just shattered for audiences. So, and if you take those guys out, really, I think that's a good point. Matt, what would you want to bring up?
How can you take those guys out? Those are the best players in the world, but also the women's hockey, how they're going to get rid of that. It is dominated by Canada and the U.S., but you can't take women's hockey out.
Well, I know
it's only going to get stronger.
And Haley Wickenheiser, she is one of the, the forefront speakers on this, and what she said yesterday, she says it's a matter of getting it popular. It's a matter of fostering it amongst the young athletes. I know here in Lloyd, hockey is huge, but really there is such a discrepancy between the participation levels in women and men.
Exactly.
So, all right, well, I have to move on. Dan's yelling at me in my ear. Our producer, Dan. He's like our producer, Tim, from TSN. I've got producer Dan. All right, well, let's talk a little UFC. Travis, this is your specialty area. We've got a rematch, essentially, of UFC 112. We've got Frankie Edgar, and we've got BJ Penn in this rematch. What can we expect Saturday night?
BJ Penn to win.
As simple as that?
Yeah.
Really?
BJ Penn is, on any given day, is pound for pound the best fighter in the world.
Okay.
And some days he just doesn't show up. He just doesn't.
But do you think back on that 112 matchup, do you think that was a case of him just not showing up, or do you think it was that literally Edgar was just the better fighter?
I think he took Frank Edgar a little light.
Okay.
Didn't think he was that, because he's fought, Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre, all the top guys, Sean Shurik, and then he fights a guy, Frank Edgar. who's Frankie Edgar to him then. And
Really?
I think maybe that played a little bit of part. Mental, again, played a little bit into his head.
Okay.
That's the thing with BJ Penn. He's always been a cocky guy, but he's also a great fighter. He can back it up, but everyone questions his training. Is it there? Is he top notch? I'm going to have to agree once again. I do believe
Look,
that
we're agreeing on the set. Oh my goodness.
Penn is the best pound-for-pound fighter in his division, and yeah, I think he'll pick him apart.
Okay. Next up, let's talk some NFL football. Brett Favre, or Favre, as we've been calling him in the newsroom. Favre is back with Minnesota. Now in his first game, sacked, let's see, completed 1 pass, 10 yards. You know, this was his first game back, this saga, as I'm calling it. Really, is Favre going to be a difference maker? I mean, is this a good thing for Minnesota?
I think so. What were they? They were ranked like 28th without Favre, and now they're picked to go to the Super Bowl with Favre.
I mean, but really, can this guy? He's 40. He's going to be 41 in December. I think it's December.
He's what you got. He's got the bad case of old manolitis. He's
old
getting
manolitis, a new term. I like that one.
He can't play anymore. He led the team 12-4 last year, but I know he only played for 4 plays.
Without Favre, where were they the year before? Like 4-12 or something
yeah,
like that?
Yeah, but the guy can't even get through a training camp. When was the last time Brett Favre survived training camp?
Does he need to go to a training camp? He was a great
Well,
quarterback last year.
when you're in there and you're getting, 10 yards, maybe he should have gone to camp.
He's like a little puppy. The only way he's going to feel loved is if the 3 guys come down and pick him up and take him to training camp.
Okay. All right, next up, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go MLB now. Back in red. Matt, I know you and I were talking about this one. Johnny Damon, he is deciding whether or not to go back to the Red Sox, where this guy was practically a hero.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, he was a pretty big. But I want to know, will he stay or will he go? Do you think he'll be back in Boston?
If he wants to win a championship, he goes to Boston.
Really?
I think so. I think they're better than Detroit. Is he? He's not a starter in Boston. He's a starter in Detroit. So kind of, if he wants to play every day, he's going to stay in Detroit. If he's okay with a role, he'll go back to Boston.
I think he's afraid to go back to Boston because he did switch over to the dark side, and we talked about this earlier. The only way he's going to redeem himself if he grows back the long hair and the beard. That's the only way.
Long hair and the beard. Yeah. That, and I mean, the guy could. I would be thinking that. I mean, if he's going back to Fenway, do you think he's going to get booed when he goes back to Fenway? I don't know.
It's going to be tough, but like you said, he probably won't have a starting job in Boston. That's the only. Yeah. The only thing holding him back.
Well, and he's 36, though. I mean, if he gets to go play in a championship squad, that's not exactly, the worst thing to happen to the guy in his career. So, okay, next topic. See, producer Dan. This is why we have Dan. I've got to go to a break, but stay tuned. We'll be back with some more Dump and Change after the break.